everybody, and welcome back to the best reactions. Today, it's Las Vegas reflection time. Are we ready? Have we mentally gotten over what on earth Sunday was? Because I certainly haven't. What do we even look at? How is it Qatar? How have we got a three-way fight for the championship with 2 races to go and 1 sprint? So much to dive into, including your reactions, so let's do it. P10, Mr. Bear 15, F1 TV on the final lap. Oh my God, just hold me back. Hold me back. We have quite rightly praised the TV direction of late. I think they'd upped their game since Austin, and there were some serious improvements to what they were showing. The drivers' girlfriends and things like that. I felt like that was actually a bigger issue than what it actually was. The actual issue was that they were showing the wrong things. And they were showing the wrong things for the Las Vegas Grand Prix. The Norris issue, I mean, there was a few moments, to be honest with you. I think when Max came out the pits as well, that was a big race-defining moment. And we just didn't see where Russell was in the whole equation of it. And then, of course, the Norris issue, which was televised. Like, we knew that there was a problem with Norris. Not televised in the sense of showing it, but being spoken about. Lando's losing a lot of time. You can see by the delta. And there was about 4 laps. 4 laps to show one on board. Did they? No. So I don't really understand. I don't know how you get a job doing the TV direction if you don't know what's good to show in Formula One. Are they, is there like a kind of moving amount of staff? Is it not the same person in charge of the majority of the races? Clearly not. P9, Crazy Newt 24. Now, you will know if you've watched the series for a while that I am a fan of a meme where someone doesn't have the exact skills that perhaps other people who make memes in this series have. But I still think they deserve some limelight. And this one, we know what they're trying to say, and I respect that. Got the little Las Vegas Grand Prix at the top. Max being Max into turn 1, although, to be fair, Max didn't do anything. I would say Max being Max. Max was literally just doing his own thing, and then Lando braked too late, and off he went. So, good meme. P8, Inferno the Fox fans when a car goes wide in qualifying. Yellow, 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 yellow. That's all we saw. No red, not one singular red in qualifying. I'm so proud of the drivers. They drove incredibly well in such difficult conditions. But the yellow flags still played their part. You had Piastri, of course, getting his lap affected. Hadjar as well, who nearly crashed into the back of him. A lot of yellows out there. But overall, the drivers were pretty good. Now, I have to show you this because it's away from the top 10, of course. But this tweet, during F1 Las Vegas last night, people who couldn't afford cable were able to watch the race through public street cameras. Huh? I mean, how? Not that you'd have any commentary, and it'd probably be pretty... The quality doesn't look the highest. And I love the fact that rather than going other routes, which are also very much frowned upon, people have genuinely found public cameras to watch the race from. Which, I mean, I admire the creativity, let's put it that way. And we know that Vegas, the tickets to actually go are insanely expensive. But I don't think half the time you'd know what drivers who. P7, the Prix. After the race, Max and Lando's conversation about lap 1, turn 1. Half this meme's obviously great, but the other half, the reason why I put it in is because of that Max picture. That Max picture is one of my favourite pictures of all time, I think. Just the way he sat just exudes confidence, and we love the fact that he wore those glasses with pride. But in terms of the meme, of course, you dare use my own spells against me, Potter. David Coulthard, if you haven't heard it, we mentioned it in the podcast, but he was pretty savage that Lando Norris tried to play Max at his own game, but he didn't know the rules of Max Verstappen's game. 24 points. P6, turn to page 394. Simply lovely, that. Mr. Bean meme, you know how to get me, you know how to make it into these top 10 reactions. But this was, to be fair, of course, before the disqualification. But everything's going on behind. Max, of course, won by 20 seconds, but let's not forget that Lando lifted at about 3 to 4 seconds a lap for 4 laps. So, or maybe slightly less than that. Either or, Max did not win on pure pace by 20 seconds. I don't think he's going to dominate into Qatar and Abu Dhabi. But also, the McLaren have to change their car ever so slightly, the way they do their ride height, even though Qatar is a very smooth track from what I remember. Are McLaren going to be as quick as they were last year? Honourable mentions. Crazy New 24 for the honourable. I love how they've actually put for the honourable mention shocker. So you know how I said earlier about memes that are just not the best in terms of the artistic talent on display. But look, I kind of get it. Everyone discussing, can Max win the championship, but clearly ran out of space, or there's a lot of space to the left there. Look, you can absorb that all you want. It's a meme, and I enjoyed it in a weird way. It's Peter Clark. Imagine if there wasn't a jump start penalty. Kimi Antonelli, he forgot everything about tyre wear, and it was an absolutely brilliant drive. Was it even better than Brazil? I don't know. It's a different kind of one. Of course, the jump start was so unlucky. He moved ever so slightly. Had he been further back in his grid box, he would have gotten away with it. But sadly, he was too good with his parking, and then rolled forward a little bit and got a penalty, which of course is absolutely deserved. It's a censor, and that's it. Slam dunk, 5-second penalty. But after that, he was absolutely phenomenal. He would have finished second. He would have got George. Absolutely would have got George. He was flying at the end. So, yeah. Well, no, sorry. I'm getting confused here. I'm slightly jet-lagged. Jet-lagged? Sleep-lagged. Whatever it is. He would have got P2 had he qualified better as well. Not the fact that if he hadn't had the 5-second penalty, he would have got P2, would have got P3. I'm chatting rubbish. But you get what I mean. If Kimi had a slightly better qualifying, not qualified literally in 17th, the sky was his limit, for sure. F1 Friends 2023, your average European F1 fan today. Well, as you literally saw in the last meme, slightly struggling. But look, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain. And every time that we do these ones where it is very, very early, yes, we might mention it. Because we're not used to it. We're not familiar with your game, Australians, Americans, all around the world. If you have unsociable hours, I respect you so much for just watching Formula One consistently at unsociable hours. I am very, very impressed. So, look, we will slightly, some of us, complain a little bit, but it's because there is a deep respect for everybody else that does it most weeks. Kieran Shaker, Gabby Bortoletto looking like every lap 1 race on the F1 video games. Absolutely. That was categorically just an F1 open lobby. Just join 20 randoms, massive crash into turn 1. That's what it was giving. He braked so late, and it was such a massive mistake. And look, it's a rookie error. You gotta just say that it is his rookie season still. But he's had such great weekends before this that it was quite surprising. Joe Formula 6P watching the Las Vegas Grand Prix, lap 1, lap 49. I love, by the way, this. Of course, we're talking about the race here, but little did we know that the longest part of our race weekend was going to be after the race, waiting to hear if McLaren were going to get disqualified. It's Urca11, me furiously refreshing the FIA website to find out if both McLarens get a DSQ. That was everybody. That's why we did that live stream. If you joined that live stream, thank you so much, because it was insane. It was massive. We were all just having fun, but also getting a little bit agitated at whatever time it was where we were. We just wanted to either have a rest or a sleep, but we were just sat there, and it was taking ages. And we were like, it has to be a slam dunk. Like, what could McLaren possibly argue? Even though they tried to say all these different mitigating circumstances. What could they possibly argue about a hard cut limit of 9mm or more left on the plank and you're fine? And they weren't. All that arguing left all of us very sleep deprived. Kieran Shaker, the drivers waiting for their trophies while Mickey Mouse conducts a fountain display. This is a great meme. Great meme, Kieran. I enjoyed it. The thing was, though, that I saw on social media, you might have seen it as well, that the fountain display with Mickey wasn't live. It felt live, but it was recorded because someone filmed from their hotel room and nothing was going on with the Bellagio fountain. So we've been lied to. I don't know why you would need to pre-record that. Perhaps there might be something that goes wrong with the fountain display, or Mickey Mouse himself might just fall in. I don't know, but it's all a lie-ish. It still happened, but wasn't when we thought. It's controversial opinion time. Tommy is back on the channel once more. He's always on the channel, so this is the only time he's not on the channel, but he's here right now. How are you feeling about this one, Tommy? Have you recovered? Are you tired? Are you emotional? Are you excited? What are you?
Excited and recovered a bit of sleep, so doing good.
He's so back, as some might say. Right, the controversial opinion you have submitted is from a Cash 8 Perala. The FIA only checked the plank so they can make it a close championship.
Oh, we love a conspiracy theory, don't we? There's always a conspiracy theory after every single moment. And look, has it closed up the championship beautifully? Yes, going into the final 2 rounds. But sometimes crazy stuff just happens. It doesn't need to be, this crazy conspiracy theory. The top 10 cars were checked. McLaren knew they were in trouble. This is not the FIA just making it up, going, what would be really good for the championship if we disqualify both McLarens, because that'll make it close. They were struggling big time. Everyone could see they were sparking. The radio messages that we thought was fuel, we now know, was them struggling with this issue. And of course, they checked the whole top 10 and the other 8 were fine. So you do realise that if this was just the FIA making it up, McLaren would literally sue them to the ground if they were found to just make it up, because they don't want to lose this championship.
Yeah, the amount of tinfoil hat conspiracy theories you see from specific fan bases is wild. For this one, first and foremost, it says so they can make it a close championship. If the FIA and Formula One are trying to make this a close championship, they wouldn't have disqualified Oscar Piastri. Why would they disqualify? Because from a points perspective, it is no closer than when we got into Vegas. It is still a 24-point lead for Lando. He can still finish second in every race, or even third maybe in every race, and still win the championship. So, look, and also as well on this, I do find it a little bit interesting that McLaren were more concerned about Lando's car and never spoke about Oscar, because when we saw the measurements, Oscar's car had eaten even further into that sort of 9mm limit, and his was slightly worse than Lando's. Of course, we're talking about 0 point something of millimeters here, which is absolutely ridiculous. But I think this is a very silly theory, because, as I say, why would you disqualify Oscar if you're trying to make it a close championship? Lando is still the overwhelming favourite, and it requires another of this silly thing, another silly thing to happen between now and the end of the season for it to actually be something we question, I think.
Exactly. There's so many moments during the season that they could have used to make it close, and it's funny, isn't it, that, say, Mexico, when they threw that VSC and it stopped Max from taking Charles Leclerc's P2, the internet jumped on, they want a British champion, they're making it easy for Lando, and now suddenly they want Max to win. Make your mind up, internet.
Yeah, so it was not a random it wasn't a targeted selection, or it wasn't a random selection, it was a top 10 selection. So all of the top 10 were selected, and I really don't see how we can go down any route other than McLaren made a mistake, a big mistake in the grand scheme of things, and let's just draw a line under it. I don't think, not everything needs a theory.
It doesn't.
P5, Ballar 004. After both cars are disqualified, all McLaren can hear is final boss music. Max Verstappen, he's not quite close enough for Tom Bellingham to believe in his heart of hearts that Max is going to win, but my goodness gracious me, it's close. It's close enough for me. My glass is half full. I'm ready to see a fight in Abu Dhabi. I've seen some absolutely insane scenarios, by the way, that if a certain way, if it sort of finishes in a certain way in Qatar, all three of them could go into Abu Dhabi level on points. Can you imagine if all three of them, 2021 is not enough. F1 are we need a 3-way level on points fight. To be honest with you, it wouldn't even need that. All it would need, realistically, is to have each of the drivers within 7 points, or 6 points, let's say, because of countback, of course. within 6 points, winner takes it all. Sign me up. P4_Jack_R. This is haunting. This picture is absolutely haunting. I never realised Tommy was so swole. He's been hitting the gym, clearly. But look, the tattoo that Tommy has promised should Max Verstappen win the World Championship this year. It's not impossible. But it's definitely still in Lando's hands to make sure this doesn't happen. Sportsmaniac144. Well, welcome to the Ferrari experience, McLaren fans. This is where we come to cry after a double DSQ. Of course, China. That happened, didn't it? And now, McLaren fans, you know what it feels like to have a double DSQ. Slightly more painful, I would imagine, for McLaren fans, because this is literally a World Championship fight at the end of the season, and McLaren themselves have given Max Verstappen a small glimmer of hope that he could get his 5th title. That cave, well, I hope for your sake, McLaren fans, you don't need to go back in that cave after Abu Dhabi, where Max maybe clinches the title. But look, still in Lando's hands, and Lando could still win in Qatar. This is the insane thing. We're talking about, could Max win? Could Oscar win? Lando, with a perfect weekend in Qatar, wraps up the title. P2 comes in from Athava. McLaren fumbled when there's an investigation for a technical infringement, but it's affecting both cars, so it's fair. Hashtag papaya rules. I saw pictures as well of Andrea Stella in the garage, like little when they were having the investigation of the car, and then there was like gaps in the privacy bits, and the pictures was of him smiling and laughing. So everyone thought either there was no problem, or that there was a problem with both cars, and therefore it's papaya rules and it's all fair and square. God, this meme is going to live on for a while, isn't it? Another thing I wanted to show you, which I found very cool, and it was a picture which ESPN F1 posted, and it was by Alyssa81. And you can see Las Vegas lit up from above. How cool is that? You can't quite see the action, which is a shame. Maybe get your binoculars out. But the fact that, how lit up Las Vegas is anyway, and yet you can still see the track because of how bright the lights are for the drivers. That is such a cool image. And finally, the winner of the best reaction to the Las Vegas Grand Prix goes to Papaya Cannavaro. It's like taking a video of Bigfoot. The wet tyres. They came out. I had to give this to a wet tyre meme, because who knows the next time we'll make a wet tyre meme other than where's the wet tyre, etc, etc. So well done, Papa Cannavaro. You've won some P1 merch. I'll be in touch, and that is very exciting. Hashtag P1 if you want to get involved next time, and if you finish first, then you will also win some P1 merch. Right, that is it. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in to the best reactions to the Las Vegas Grand Prix. It's literally Qatar this weekend. It is Abu Dhabi next weekend. Fast and furious to end this Formula One Championship season. I cannot wait. I am so excited to see how this unfolds. And thank you, as always, for all the love and support, for tuning in. Subscribe if you're new. We're trying to hit 600k. We're very close to 600k subs. So if you haven't subscribed already, please do. Leave a like, and we will see you soon. Bye!